We went to Costco and spent $770.
It's a lot of money. What did we go in for? Toothbrushes?
No.
It's like the joke, I saved $365 by not taking my wife to Costco to buy a muffin. Yeah, so.
We went to Costco and spent $770. We got groceries, and we're going to share our haul with you.
Let's go look at that, shall we?
We haven't done this in a while. So much in fact that it's dark outside. That's not important. 3 rotisserie chickens. What am I going to do with 3 rotisserie chickens? That's a great question. I'll tell you what I'm going to do with them. I'm going to melt them down. So we just got back from Costco, and as you can see, there is a bit of a haul here. There's a haul in front of me, there's a haul to the side of me, there's a haul to the rear of me. There's all sorts of good stuff here. Now, why did we do this? Because in our world, there's a government shutdown looming. And when that happens, we generally... Potential. In our world, there's a potential government shutdown looming. And when that happens, this is what we do, because we got to make sure that, we can feed ourselves. That's important. So we hit Costco and we picked up a whole bunch of staples and a bunch of things that maybe are not staples, but are still delicious and good to have. So we're going to start over here. Rice, 25 pounds of it, because, rice is delicious and amazing and good. But what goes best with rice? Flour, because what do we make? Our own breads. Bread's delicious. Sugar is another one of those staples. What other staples do we pick up? Butter, like 4 pounds of it. Can't do squat without butter. On top of that, I ran out of parchment paper. If you're not cooking with parchment paper, I honestly think you're doing it wrong, because honestly, this makes the cleanup on pans so much easier. Nitrile gloves. When I started using these, I laughed at my dad because he said, I only cook using nitrile gloves. He always wore gloves when he cooked. And then I realized I don't have to wash my hands nearly as often because of, chicken grease as I'm working with the chicken. Cross-contamination is still a thing. Nitrile gloves, though. That was a game changer for me. Additionally, we picked up a couple of things, like I got some laundry soap, not a big deal.
That's dish soap.
That's what I meant, is dish soap. See, Andrea's smarter than me, and I think everybody needs to know that. We got a bunch of kinds of potatoes. We got the little potatoes. These things are great because you make little smashed potatoes out of them. I got russets, which are good for baking and french fries, and well, they're russets. But then for the first time ever, we picked up sweet potatoes because I'm convinced that Andrea is wrong and sweet potatoes are good. So we are going to try sweet potatoes. I'm going to try and make them awesome. So call to action, do me a favor, jump down into the comments and tell me how these sweet potatoes should be cooked, because you're probably going to comment before we get to cooking them. So how do we cook a sweet potato? Well, what makes it delicious? Okay, moving on. Next we have fruits and veg. That was a really loud bag. Pick up oranges, not just any oranges. These are caracaras. These are Garen's favorite orange, mainly because they are super deep red, they're super citrusy, and you can only get them in the winter, really. I love caracaras. Picked up some strawberries, which I don't know if strawberries are in season in the winter.
Ma'am.
Ma'am. No. Problem solved. Okay, cool. Strawberries, that's a thing. And we also picked up some melons. Oh, look at that. The screen turned off on the camera. Andrea's behind the camera today. I love that. She's like, why did my screen turn off? Anyway, moving on. So we only picked up a little bit in the way of fresh vegetables, but what we did pick up, no, that's fruits. Garen's a smart man sometimes. Now, we did pick up a whole bunch of meats today because, well, Costco is great when it comes to meat. So we started with prosciutto because that's a Lily thing. She loves this stuff.
And it goes with what you just set it on.
It does. I just set it on a whole bunch of types of cheeses. We got Gouda and Sharp and Pepper Jack.
In a cracker cut.
In a cracker cut.
As well as
smoked salmon. 3 different kinds because Lily is a smoked salmon fan. Now, beyond that, we picked up some sockeye salmon. Whole filet, half a dish. Pretty cool, $22. You might be saying, wow, Garen, that's really expensive for fish. I don't know. The sockeye salmon's delicious. I learned that when I lived in Alaska. Bacon, because that's a staple. If you don't have bacon in your house, I'm convinced you're doing it wrong. And when you decide you're gonna have BLTs for dinner one night and you don't have bacon and then your wife gets mad at you because you thought you had bacon, you wish you had bacon. So we have bacon. Flautas, these things are actually really cool. They're really decently sized. when you start looking at them, is 18 grams of protein in 2 of these. And you might be saying 2 flautas is not a lot. 2 flautas, when they're this big, is really a lot of flauta. That is way more filling than you would expect it to be. And 18 grams of protein is a lot. And as you can tell by this svelte sir, protein is life. Actually, I'm really not all that strong, but that's neither here nor there. Back to the meat situation. We listened. We asked what you're gonna make with pork loin versus pork tenderloin.
Man.
Cat's back. Ooh, I don't think so. I asked, what are you gonna make with pork loin versus tenderloin? And everybody said, get pork tenderloin. So we did. So I have 2 of these, and I have no idea how we're gonna cook them yet. But I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna look at the suggestions that you, our wonderful audience, gave us, and that's how we're gonna make these. So I picked up pork tenderloin.
Man.
More chicken breast. Really, Cat?
But Daddy.
Okay, we're gonna hold this for a minute. We got chicken breast because you can never have too much of that. Chicken thigh. Again, we buy it in the large packs. Now this is what I'm excited about. This right here is, what was that? 14 pounds of beef ribeye, whole. We're gonna take this and we're gonna chop it up. We're gonna make steaks, we're gonna make roasts. And we're even gonna save a little bit of it so that we can thin slice it for beef bulgogi. And I am so excited for this one. But yeah, I think that's the first time I've bought a whole ribeye ready to go. And then lastly on the meat front, chicken wings. Because the garlic blend on the chicken wings that you get from Costco is awesome. I love that stuff. Okay, a couple of staples in here also. Vegetable oil because we deep fry, stir fry vegetables and sheet pan vegetables. These are awesome because you need more veg in your life. And then moving over, we said protein is king. And when we do protein coffee in the mornings, this is what we're utilizing. Paper towels, staple. Pringles Bingles. Andrea loves sour cream and cheddar. And these are these weird little puff things. And there's like, you can eat just handfuls of these and keep going. And they're so low calorie for that. 56 of these are 156 calories. And by the time you're 56 of these deep, you're like, oh my goodness, I gotta stop. Pringles Bingles. Now, I hate dishes. You hate dishes. I hate dishes. You hate dishes. So we have paper dishes, paper plates. We live and die by those things. More freezer bags because we need them, and meal prep containers. I think that's pretty much the extent. Oh, and Coke Zero, because Coke Zero.
Ma'am. Ma'am. What are you doing? Well, that was a good shot.
The Coke Zero is not important anymore, but that stuff's delicious. Anyway, we went to Costco. We spent $771. Before you go, holy cow, 771 was a lot. We did have a...
Kittens really are toddlers. That's gonna be the name of this video.
We had a check. It was $250 some odd, and we spent that. And so we walked out the door for just over $400. But yeah, that's Costco haul. Here we go. All right, now we're gonna go make some stuff.
I want to share a correction. You did say $771 in the montage,
Okay.
and we actually spent $774. But we had a
Oh no, $3 on a near $1,000 purchase at Costco. My bad. I am so sorry. Audience, please forgive me. I'm so sorry. Okay, keep going.
And how'd you like the black cat interrupting every 4 seconds? She really wanted that chicken.
Oh my goodness.
And the fish.
They're like toddlers.
She is a toddler.
It is what it is.
She's cute though.
I wouldn't go that far. I've met her. What?
We saved $250-ish though by having a rebate check from our Costco membership.
We did.
So our actual total ended up being $500 and something.
It's true. We went into Costco to buy stamps and
forgot the stamps.
and renew our membership. Yeah, we did forget the stamps. We went in to buy stamps and renew our membership, and we walked out with $770 some odd worth of stuff. But it was cool. We did have a couple of unexpected finds while we were in there. We bought the Ramoon, which that had a star on it, meaning it was going to go away. So we bought 3 cases, which that was good.
And I got Lily a journaling set because she She likes to track her weight loss with a bullet-style journal.
Yep.
So
And then you got those weird little Pringles puffs and the sour cream and cheddar flavor.
I'm not sure how I feel about them yet.
The texture is different, but if you're not paying attention, it's easy to just plow through handfuls of them, which I think was the goal of the company.
And I got a lot of snacky type things, especially for Lily, who likes things like smoked salmon, prosciutto, cheese, crackers.
Yeah.
She's like bougie Lunchable.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Almost all of us, that's what we grew up with. I want a Lunchables. And then we grew up and we were like, Lunchables are lame, and let's build our own charcuterie boards. And
well, and we were trying to stock up on things that were non-perishable or freezable.
yes, we did. Now, we found a lot of good stuff. We found meats, specifically the meats, and we're going to show you a little bit about that in just a moment. But
I forgot to get I didn't find the lean ground beef. I think we get that at the
I
commissary.
think we've still got 7 or 8 pounds of that from
7 or 8. I think we only bought 10 in the
maybe
first place.
6. We had some to begin with. It's not important. We'll go look. But we were able to buy these meats, which we usually don't eat a terribly large amount of it, but we were able to get it in bulk. And so that question, that begs the question, would this have cost more if we'd gone to a regular store? And I think the answer is yes.
Yes.
Yes, it would have been. So anyway, we were able to get our hands on the ribeye, I mean the full long one, and then there were the pork loin, tenderloins.
And the chicken.
Yes, and the chicken. So we've got the chicken. And when we did the pantry challenge, I asked about, hey, give us recipes for pork loin and pork tenderloin, and apparently the two were different, it turns out. And so we took your feedback to heart. And so here's what we did with all of the meat that we got our hands on.
You just saw something amazing. That's where we decided to cut up a whole bunch of meats, and now we've got all these bags and these packages. That's a knife. We got all of this nonsense running around, but from all of that, we got a prime rib roast. We got 14 ribeye steaks. We got the rest of the prime rib that we're going to chop up for beef bulgogi, because as you may or may not know, we love that stuff. We broke down 3 rotisserie chickens. That's gonna get frozen and used. These right here, those are pork tenderloin medallions. I'm excited for that. 3 bags of chicken wings. Each one's gonna feed 3 people. That's exciting. And the most important thing that came from all of this is this bag right here. And I'm gonna ask Andrea behind the camera, and you're not gonna hear her, but I'm gonna tell you what I think she's gonna say. What is this, and why is this the most important thing that came out of the entire... Oh, hi!
Oh, hi.
What is this, and why is this the most important thing?
That is 3 rotisserie chicken carcasses.
Chicken carcasses.
And skin.
And skin. And what do we do with this?
We turn it into stock.
We melt these suckers down.
Sometimes we include the bones from chicken wings and other raw chickens we did, but this is the bulk of it.
That is the bulk. So there we go. We cut it up, we portioned it.
I also should note that we still have 2 more whole pork tenderloins that we didn't break down.
Oh, that's true. And the salmon. And all the chicken.
And the bacon.
The bacon.
So we've got enough meat for a while, which was the point, to buy things that were non-perishable or could be frozen for a potential shutdown.
So 2 things. 1, I love how dirty everything is now. I have to do dishes. And 2, it's almost like we could do another pantry challenge.
And I'll tell you what, if the government doesn't shut down, and well, even if it does, you could do a pantry challenge at that point.
Pantry challenge part 2.
Part 2.
Part
Of course,
2, frozen
we
food
kind of
bugaloo.
put ourselves into this predicament. I mean,
It was all on sale.
yeah, we still spent $700. Most people don't spend that. But this meat will last us. Like, I was commenting that we'll have awesome ribeye steaks for camping this summer.
Oh yeah.
Because I know we won't eat those that quickly.
No, this is gonna go well into the summer. Cool. All right.
Pork tenderloin. What are we gonna do with it?
Make medallions the first time with a cream sauce.
You mean like the Olive Garden way we used to do?
Yes.
Like 25 years ago? Look at our helper!
Okay, the cat's here. I think we're done now.
So do you think we saved money?
In the long run, yes.
Absolutely, resoundingly yes.
So I
How many ribeyes did we cut out of that one?
14 ribeyes plus a prime rib roast.
Plus like 2 to 3 pounds of bulgogi meat.
Yeah, that we're gonna shave down to be almost nothing. And
for $180, whereas what was it, 6 steaks was $80?
yeah, I mean, no, we
I mean, yes, you saved money.
I did. Cutting your own meat is a great thing, but I'm afraid to do it. Don't be afraid. It's a piece of meat. You take a knife, you go cut chop. Actually, it's a slicing and cutting.
Well, you have a slicer, but
do.
Pro tip, if you let it freeze a little, not all the way, and then you cut it with a knife, it's a lot easier.
Oh, yeah, it is. But cut your own meat. It's way cheaper. So you did make the point, 14 ribeye steaks, and then we had the 3 whole rotisserie chickens, and then we had the pork tenderloins. I think we had a total of 4 of those.
4 of those. 2 of them we made into medallions.
And I mean, I was going to ask the question because it's up on my notes, but how many meals do you think we'll get out of this? But the answer is a lot.
The answer is more than 20.
More than 20. And that's
for
really
the 2 of us. Lily's around too. And she sometimes eats dinner with us, but she has a job where she works at night.
Yeah,
so she's not home for dinner very much.
And she doesn't like eating with us because
you wouldn't understand, Dad. You're not with it. I used to be with it, but then they changed what it was. Now what I'm with isn't it, and what's it seems weird and scary to me. It'll happen to you.
We're old and
well, she likes
parents,
steak.
and she does. Once she catches wind, you're making ribeyes again tonight? Yes, we are.
I might grill some soon.
Oh my word, it'll be good.
So I think in the long run we saved money. I'm not gonna have to
Absolutely.
buy any steaks for a long time. This is like, do you remember the summer when I spent like $600 on just meat?
Oh yeah, she went and she worked all of the sales at all of the grocery stores, and people are saying, why do you have 15 frozen chickens? And I mean like roaster chickens.
Well, because
and why do you have 20 pounds of crab? And seriously, you got your hands on like 40 lobster tails?
Yeah, the chickens were like 74 cents a pound.
The lobster tails were $3 a piece.
Yeah, the porterhouse steaks were $4 a
I
pound.
think we might still have one of those buried in a freezer somewhere.
I don't know if they're still good.
Probably not.
Well, maybe, because
But-
we vacuum seal a lot of things.
We do. I love my vacuum sealer. On that front, if you don't have a vacuum sealer, seriously consider one. They are fantastic.
Steak and eggs?
Delicious.
Actually, I've never had it.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, so we used to do that in boot camp. And when I was at the small boat station back in Oregon, like 20 some odd years ago, we'd come back from a case and like towing in a boat or going out and doing search and rescue. And we'd come back, and in the morning, the cook would already be there like earlier than usual with steak and eggs waiting for us because we'd been out on a case all night. It was crazy. So yes, steak and eggs is delicious.
Steak sandwiches, just plain old steaks and potatoes.
Yes, I do love a good steak and potatoes.
What do you make with pork medallions? They used to make this thing at Olive Garden that was pork
So
medallions.
I'm gonna do an herb cream sauce. So I'm going to start with pasta with an herb cream sauce. Then I'm gonna take my pan roasted medallions, and I'm gonna throw them up there and with a red wine reduction. And so it'll be cooked in that and then set on top of the cream sauce. And I'm salivating already.
Red wine reduction over cream sauce? It doesn't sound very good.
Okay, but or in different. I don't know. I'm not smart. I'm making it up as we go.
It could be
Jeez.
good. I would make garlic parm crusted pork medallions and put them over your
Okay, there it is.
creamy noodles.
That's what we're gonna do. But what we're running into is how do you turn this much food into meals that don't overlap? And that don't get repetitive.
Well, okay, the chicken alone.
Yes.
Chicken salad,
Yep.
chicken noodle soup,
Yep.
chicken fajitas,
Yep.
chicken quesadillas.
I was gonna say shredded chicken tacos, but then we start getting into Mexican. And then, but we need to break that out, and so that I can do a chicken parm. And so what we do is we will take chicken, for example, and come up with our 5 or 6 different meals. And then we'll do the same with the beef, 5 or 6 different meals.
Barbecue chicken.
Ooh, I like good barbecue chicken. Do that over a grill.
Put it on a Texas toast.
Ooh. Anyway, we'll take all these meals and shake them up in a jar and be like, ta-da, this is Monday. This is Tuesday. This is Wednesday. No, we don't really in a jar. That's not how it's done.
No, but I do alternate. I usually try to do more chicken. So I do like a chicken, a beef, a chicken, a pork, a chicken, a fish.
Did you know the military has a manual that tells you how to do that?
I know.
Because we eat so much chicken and various other things.
I'm trying to get more fish in my life, but I really dislike fish.
You know, we're going to be doing a bunch of salmon this time around. Not
when
a bunch,
I still have
a
the
little bit of
Chilean
salmon.
sea bass.
We do, which is actually toothfish. It's the weirdest thing. So while we went to Costco, we also picked up a couple of additional staples. We already had beans, but we picked up another 25 pounds of rice.
But you already had a big bag of brown rice, apparently.
Ew, brown rice is gross.
Talk about waste. Into the plague pantry.
Yeah, we'll go to the plague pantry because you never know when we're gonna have another one of those. Wash your hands. But so yeah, we picked up extra flour, extra sugar, rice. We had the beans. So we did refill on staples because those things last forever.
Yeah, we got sugar too, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So we've got all of that, which is exciting. So if you're going to do a haul, make sure that you have that kind of thing.
Why did we get all this?
Because there is the potential of a looming governmental shutdown. This happened way more often than I care to admit.
Well, the last long one happened when Trump was in office.
First time?
Yeah. It was like right out the gate.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was the longest shutdown we'd had.
It was, yeah. And so, okay, real quick, that's not an endorsement or a disparagement. We're just using that as a timeline. Don't.
It's not a timeline. I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna politically.
In the potential future, there may be a potential governmental shutdown.
And if there isn't, it's a pantry challenge.
It is a pantry challenge. So
Either way, it's a pantry challenge.
Snorted. Yeah, so we didn't walk into this saying, hey, we want to do a second pantry challenge, because we did that the first time, and that was actually really cool. I mean...
Well, I think it forced us to make better choices.
It did. And I think we might do it again.
Well, if there's a shutdown, you definitely will do it again.
Yeah, if there's a shutdown, we'll definitely do it again. But if there's not, I think we might go around it again. So that begs the question, could we survive on this haul alone?
Yeah, for a while. I mean, if you just eat meat, but so I deliberately spaced this into multiple trips.
Yeah.
I got the meat first because I could freeze it. Mm-hmm. And closer to March, I think 14th it is, I will have obtained the perishables.
Okay.
So the vegetables, the bread, the eggs, the milk, the butter, the thing. Well, butter can freeze.
Butter freezes.
Yeah, we
got
bought
a whole
butter.
bunch of butter in
We
there
bought
that's
butter,
frozen.
that's right.
And we got to get more canned goods. So could we survive off of this haul? Oh, no. Okay, no.
Well, yes, you could. You absolutely could. With what we have and what we bought, you could survive.
Yeah, if I want to get scurvy.
You have oranges. What are you talking about?
I do have oranges. Okay, so I'm not going to get scurvy. It's fine.
No, you'll eat rice and beans and
meat,
frozen vegetables
and
meat. And I have all those things.
Yeah, I guess. So a couple of videos back, we talked about what are those staples that you want to have in your house that you're always like, I have to have this. Canned vegetables are one of my staples. Even if I don't eat them, I was like, I need more canned vegetables. But
I'm so weird. I like the mushy green beans. I don't like fresh green beans that you gotta like bite through and are toothy. No. I like the canned.
I like cut green beans. I know you like French cut green beans, but whatever. That's going to be the hill that we die on that causes us to divorce.
Well, and peas are okay, but I prefer peas and carrots. I don't like peas by themselves.
Sweet peas are delicious.
They're okay.
I have a friend who hates sweet peas. Yeah.
He'll eat them if they're in his food.
So that friend, you know who you are. I'm talking to you right now. We're having peas with dinner.
Am I turning colors? I think I'm turning purple.
Maybe a little bit. It's cold outside. Okay, so with that in mind, struggle areas, because if we do decide to pantry challenge again, what foods are we going to have issues with?
You're going to run out of the fresh produce first. So
didn't we buy another 100 eggs or 90 eggs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I traded a car for that. No, I'm
Well,
kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay, the egg epidemic is a thing, and we paid $30 for those eggs. And we have not yet devoured them en masse, so that's good. I am going to probably hard boil a few for salads next week, though.
Which will be good. So, this was our grocery haul. And we know what we're going to do with said groceries from this haul. And we have the potential of a governmental shutdown, which means a potential pantry challenge coming up. So that begs the question, pantry challenges and the like. Is that something that you as the audience would like to see us continue to try? I mean,
and I think we'll do a pantry challenge where we only eat at home.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what I'll do is I'll convert that into a routine segment of what we made for dinner this week. Where I just do a quick, like, here's the menu, here's what we made, like, quick recipe, here's a couple
you guys keep saying you want to see our recipes. We will give them to you.
And then plated. This is what it is.
All right, shopping hauls, they're fun. Oh, you're still talking. Keep going. I was trying to wrap up like 4 times. My bad. I'll cut out everything I just did. Costco's great. I'm a fan.
Do you know some Costco's have sushi bars now? Like, whole sushi bars.
You know, you do this thing where you bring out this topic that I find to be very, very controversial. And I think it's going to start being a thing where I just storm off at the end going, that's it. This is dumb. I hate everything you just said.
You don't like sushi bars?
Okay, sushi bars are great. And Costco does everything Costco great, meaning it's great. But then it makes me think of how Sam's Club's like, here, try this sushi platter with 180 pieces of sushi on it, but you can't get close to it because of how it smells, and you're like, yeah, no, I'm not eating that. That's what I
think
imagine.
that's just our Sam's Club.
Oh, Sam's
We
Club
kind of live somewhere between the ghetto and, like, the super bougie. We're somewhere in between the two.
It's called the middle class, sweetheart.
Well, like, our Sam's Club and our Walmarts are terrible. But we have Wegmans, and that's pretty awesome.
That's pretty awesome. You're paying 3 times the cost for a cantaloupe? Yeah, but it's a really good cantaloupe.
Speaking of really good cantaloupe, what is that cantaloupe I bought?
I don't know.
It's so good. Go to Costco and buy the yellow-looking cantaloupe. It's delicious.
They're delicious.
All right.
Okay.
With that,
we're going to wrap up. Ring the bell, like, subscribe, beat the algorithm, get in a fist fight with it if you'd like.
And let us know if you'd be interested in watching us suffer at home for another month or 2.
Because, hey, who doesn't love a little bit of joint suffering, right? All right. Thanks for being here, folks.